Can you see me? Okay, you see the screen, right? Okay, good. Okay, so customer-based brand equity. What does it mean by brand equity? So this is how brand equity is defined. So defined as the differential effect. Okay, the first one, this is what you have to think about with differential effect. Okay, what does it mean by differential effect? It's the differentiations, it's the differentiation that customer, affect customer mindset, affect customer attitudes. And finally, such differentiations from your brand can drive customer to change behavior. So that's affect the customer. So differential effect can be initiated by differentiation and relevance. Okay, so as what we always discuss about this, right? So distinctions. Distinctions, right? Distinctions. So distinctions comprise of differentiation and relevance. So such two characters can enhance the differential effect. And finally, you need to have the brand knowledge. So it could be possible that when you're going to create a new brand, so the new brand come up with new differentiation, new differentiated features, new benefit that much better than the existing, products, existing competing products in the market and ever offered to the customer. So this come up with new features. So new feature need to be educated, okay, educated to customer. So you need to provide the knowledge, the brand knowledge to the customer. Not only new feature, you somehow introduce the new brand to the market. So you need to educate your new brands to the target user, to the target customer. Make sense? You have differential effects, then you need to create the brand knowledge and communicate such brand knowledge to the customer. Okay, and finally, once customer exposed, once customer exposed to your communication campaigns, to communications or marketing activities, how do they respond to such campaign, to such brand campaign, for example? How would you define the response? In which way that customer can respond to your brand? Anyone? Once you expose to brand communications, once you expose to product communication, so in which way that customer, you are the customer, can respond to the brand? In which way that you can respond? What do you think? Guys?
Purchase.
Okay, purchase. What else?
Word of mouth.
Hmm?
Word of mouth.
Okay, you can speak or convince to others. What else?
Can it be like become top of the mind of the
Yeah.
customer? Like
Yeah,
always.
sure. Attitudes and awareness. That's what you mentioned. That's awareness. What else? Hmm? Increase consumption. Is this possible? Okay, so that's how customer responds to marketing of the brand. Okay, the brand equity, customer-based brand equity resulted in customers being more accepting of a new brand extension. What does it mean? A new brand extension. So the brand is extend uh, to other categories. To other categories. Like for example, MacBook. So by Apple. Okay, the Apple brands initialized MacBook to the market, and in the later stage, Apple introduced a smartphone. Okay, so such smartphone is what's well accepted till today, right, in the market. And also Apple launched AirPod. That's a brand extension. So they introduce new product to different categories under the same brand. Like for example, in Korea, in South Korea, think about brand Samsung. Samsung has been marketed in different product categories and industries as well. Not only in electrical appliances like TV panels, also in fashions, also in finance as well. So it's exactly the same brand. Okay. So another one less sensitive to price increase and withdrawal of advertising support. Anyone could explain this to me? Mhm. Anyone could explain this to me? Less sensitive to price increase.
So is it like if the product, like if the brand increase the price of the product, then the customer still buy? I suppose like a brand name, like all those Louis Vuitton and stuff, like even if they increase the price by like 1,000 or 2,000, then people still buy because we think the brand is worth it.
Yeah, yeah, kind of, yes, less sensitive to price increase. Because why? Why? Because
Is it because the customers see the value of the brand, so
Mhm.
that even though the brand increased the price or don't have to communicate much in the advertisement, the
Mhm.
customer is still aware of the values because they remember the values.
Yes, exactly. Think about Starbucks. Starbucks never advertise, right? Never advertise. You never seen advertising on Starbucks. Since the brand equity of Starbucks that they have been, built, strengthened over time from the product quality itself, okay, customization that they have been done so far, superb quality of services that barista, okay, or the human or people of Starbucks attempt to provide, customized services to customer, not only customize menu, but also, for example, try to announce or speak to you by your name, for example, okay, or even the atmosphere in Starbucks. The Starbucks try to create to serve you guys, okay, to support your workstation. You can work in Starbucks, you can discuss or have a small meeting in Starbucks. So from such awareness by Starbucks, they try to redesign or design the atmosphere, the layout, the stores that support the customer activity inside the shops. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. This is how brand equity of Starbucks is created over time. And also, even in some cases, you go to the distribution channel, you go to in one distribution channel, you're going to find the brand that you like, but somehow the brand is sold out, so it's disappear from the shelf in such particular distribution. So you probably see such brand in other alternatives distribution channels, right? Because you really want such brand, you really need such brand, and no other brand can replace, right? Can replace the brand that you like because of specific features that the brand provide, for example, specific benefit that the brand can provide to you to solve particular pain point that you have. That's why you're going to seek such brand, the brand that you love, in new distribution channel. Okay, make sense? Okay, this is what we discussed so far. Differential effects. Three key ingredients that we addressed already in the previous slides. Okay, first one, differential effect once again. So ensure that you have differentiations. Okay, differentiation and relevance. You have these two key characters. These two key characters will ensure the effect to the customer decision, customer behavior, customer think, customer thought, customer feel. Okay, this is how it's affect. So once you have new things, differentiated feature, differentiated benefit, differentiated product design, differentiated image, for example, you need to create the knowledge and communicate to the target users, to the target consumer, and how consumer responds to this. As what we mentioned already, they would accept the new products under your own brands. They will consume more of your brand. They will speak positively about your brands to other in their network. Okay. I think it's simply word. If you want to know the customer base brand equity, you probably think about if you're going to speak towards such brand, what you're going to say about such brand. So let's do a small workshop. If I'm a product, if I'm a product, I am a product, name no porn or name Mark. The brand name, the brand is called Mark and I'm a product. Okay, benefit, feature or instructions. Okay, benefit to educate you guys. Okay, and how are you going to speak about myself to others? This is how brand equity can be discovered. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. All right. I give you guys 5 minutes. Once again, how you going to speak about myself to others? About me to others, to your runong or to who's asking you about me. So how's the class? So how's Ajahn? Blah blah blah. And then how you guys speak about myself to them. I give you 5 minutes, okay, to understand all this, and then we're going to share. And let's see, each group would have the same or different point of view or perspective about myself. If I'm a product, brand, mark, okay? Okay, let's go. 5 minutes.
อันนี้คือต้องพูดเกี่ยวกับอาจารย์ใช่ปะ
ใช่ อันนี้คือพูดเกี่ยวกับเขา
แบบถ้าเราแบบไปเล่าให้รุ่นน้องฟังแบบอาจารย์คนนี้เป็นยังไง
ก็เหมือนแบบคาแรคเตอร์เขาอะไรอย่างงี้ป่ะประมาณว่าสอนแล้วมันแบบแอคทีฟอะไรอย่างงี้ป่ะมีเบรกเอาท์อะไรอย่างงี้
เหมือนแบบเขาอยากให้แบบสุดท้ายเหมือนได้แบบแบรนด์ equity ของเขาอะไรอย่างนี้ปะ
ใช่มีใครอยากพูดไหมจุ่งอยากพูดหรือเปล่า
ไม่
งั้นก็แบบแอคทีฟอะไรอย่างงี้ป่ะ
แบบ need participation
เออ ใช่อ๋อแบบคลาสรีวิวอะไรอย่างงี้ป่ะก็คลาสรีวิวกับ
feedback
อืม
เหมือนเขาแบบต้องการแบบให้เรา discuss กันมากกว่าที่จะจดปะ
อืมเคได้ประมาณ4 อันแล้วมีใครอยากพูดป่ะ
Okay, I'm excited to hear my brand equity. Okay, let's start with group number one.
Okay, so first of all, the differential effect. So the difference of studying with brand Mark, that he got the vibe, he got the style of teaching that is different from others. He initiates students to brainstorm with each other. Like, for example, if you in other classes, if you have questions, you may not dare to ask, but brand Mark initiate everybody to think and ask. And also the students want to study and learn the knowledge, and the relevance in this class is that it helps students to understand more, so it matches the purpose of the student and the lesson. Also the brand knowledge, what I will communicate to Run Nong is that it's good, like I can review word of mouth, and even I can like give the experiences that how I enjoy the class. And the consumer response would be that Run Nong would take this class.
Okay, good one. Thank you. That's all. Seems like that's all positive. Huh? That's all positive. Okay.
Yeah.
Group two.
Okay, for group two, for brand marks, I think the class needs student to be active learner ค่ะ แล้วก็ needs participate, and the class focus more on discussion class more than focus on theory and slide ค่ะ for communication to รุ่นน้องนะคะ ก็ the class is very good at class review ค่ะ. It's like after the class they have like review session, and the start of the class we have the key consider ค่ะ for the last class ค่ะ.ค่ะ.
Okay, that's it. Okay, group three.
So I think everyone like said everything about you. So I just want to add on that you always try to stimulate the engagement of students in the class, and also like you care about our feelings and our understanding toward your class by asking us in the line group, like how do you think about the class? Yeah, and you try to stimulate the engagement by telling us to turn on the cameras all the time. So yeah, I think that is a good point about your class that I will encourage Runong to participate.
Okay. And okay, last one.
Okay, so as per discussion from our group, I think everyone mentioned about the participation and a discussion environment in class, which I really I agree with that. But other word that our group would like to describe brand Mark is the word "niap." So Ajahn Mark always like ready for the camera to turn on. Ajahn always like your personality, your character, style. You always dress nicely, get your hair set, even like at home, and you wear like an accessory like a watch, and we agree that your voice sound like sexy. It's like you're like a bass voice. So I think one thing that we think is like, if you were a product, I would say that you are in the premium position, like some sort of that things. So if I get a chance to communicate to my runongs, I would say that Ajahn Mark is like a premium product. So it's contain high qualities, like you get to participate in discussion, and also he's really well prepared for the class. So what the customer response that I expect is like they want to take the class, and they should know that they have to be well prepared as well, since this class is like need participation, and Ajahn is really well prepared the class. So that's from our group. Ajahn.
Thank you. So that's a compliment to me. I never expect that you guys perceive, in this way. But anyway, let's do. This is how you understand brand equity of your own brand, of your own products. And if you see, they are all positive. They are positive or favorable. And then we're going to discuss about this later. What you can see, this is all these words, or I would say association. Since all these words associate between you and the brand, seems to be positive. And all of this can monetize. You see? Monetize. That's just like you communicate all these word associations to your runong, to the target users of myself in the next semester. Somehow the word monetize here, that means my class is going to be popular in the sense. Or you can monetize all these association in the market. So your brand would be well known, your brand would be well aware, your brand would be perceived different from other competing brand in the same categories. So doing so, such phenomenon would allow you to charge premium price into the market, right? In the market. So this is how our brand equities can turn into the values. It turns into US dollars. It turns into, in terms of monetary values. This is what we call brand equities. How customer think, feel, react to your brand. All of these will be turned into monetary values, or the price that you can charge, the premium price that you can charge. And as what we mentioned, even that brand is sold out in one certain channel, you're not going to buy the replacement in such particular channel. You rather seek the same brand that you prefer in other alternative channels, for example. You're not going to replace easily by some other alternative brands. Understand what I'm saying? You understand, guys? Yep. Okay. All right. Then I'm going to focus more on this in the later stage. Okay. This is differential effect as what we mentioned earlier. You see driver. So driver come up with two key characters, differentiations and relevance. So this is the differential effect as what we mentioned earlier. This differential effect have to be drafted in story and communicate to customer, and how do the response. Okay. And this is what we a bit of discussed already. A strong brand. This is the advantages of the strong brand. The first one, improve perception of product performance. Anyone could explain the first point? Anyone could explain the first point? Improve perceptions of product performance.
Yeah, so I think people want to believe and perceive what they want it to be true. So if they start to think that using a Chanel bag is a good bag, even the product is not that good, they still think it's better than the real thing. They want to feel that way.
Okay. Even you have limited knowledge about the product performance, but such product is marketed under the well-known brand, the acceptable brand. So that's manipulate your customer mindset already, your mindset towards the performance. Just like iPhone, for example, iPhone. Somehow, I believe that you have a limited technical knowledge about the smartphone or iPhone 13. But if such smartphone is marketed under iPhone, you will see what you can see is perception toward the products is much better. In your own mind, you perceive that such iPhone is much better than any other competing brands in the same category. Even you have limited technical knowledge, but you already perceive in such way, right? Or even there's a different articles trying to attack the performance, you wouldn't believe it, or you try to avoid to consume such content, isn't it? It could be possible because the perception is improved already. If such product is marketed under favorable brands, the brand that you favor, okay, and of course, greater loyalty. You probably look for the new items, the new products introductions under the brand that you favor, right? Less vulnerable to competitive marketing actions. Previously, we mentioned about less sensitive to the price increase, but this time less vulnerable to competitive marketing actions. What does it mean? What does it mean? Anyone can explain this to me or to the class? This one? Anyone?
I think like when there are lots of like communication marketing plan, like if you have like a strong brand, you consumer usually like stick with your brand and not easily converted the patients to the other brands when they are doing like the advertisement and like marketing online campaign.
So Mim, what phone do you use? iPhone?
No, like I use like Samsung.
Oh, Samsung. Okay, so you and me use exactly the same brand. For me, even I'm a loyal customer to Samsung Notes myself, and of course or you as well, probably exposed. Definitely, I would say definitely exposed to iPhone marketing campaigns, right? You have seen, right? You have seen how they advertise, like they show the camera performance, they show different function or feature from iPhone, but I'm not interested in. I'm not attracted to them. That's on one hand. On the other hand, I believe that some other in this class would believe in Apple, would believe in iPhone, favor iPhone, prefer iPhone to Samsung. And in the same way, you exposed to Samsung marketing campaigns as well, but you wouldn't change your mind, right? So you have a resistance to competitive marketing actions. Make sense? Yeah. And also less vulnerability to marketing crisis. So even you cut down the budget for marketing, as resemble to the previous discussions that in this one, if you remember. Here, withdrawal of ad supports as well. Even you cut down the advertising budget, you cut down marketing budget, but the brand is still in consumers' mind, okay? And the brand still favor in customer minds as well. And of course, you gain larger margin. Anyone can explain how the strong brand can gain larger margins? How? Anyone could explain this larger margin? Hello ยังไง how strong brands
I think, or maybe if the brand get more strong, they can increase the price and maybe gain more margin, like profit margin.
okay on one hand so it's allow the brand to charge right premium price
Right.
premium price point to the market like if we go back to our case like iPhone so the iPhone somehow they regularly charged higher price than their counterparts or Samsung, right? And in the same time, such brand can gain larger or broader customer base, right? Gain large attention, gain attention from the larger customer base. So from such phenomenon, the brand can possibly achieve economy of scales. Understand? Once the brand achieved economy of scales, what's the result of economy of scale? Unit cost is reduced on one hand. The other hand, your price is premium, so you have gained larger margins in this case. Make sense? Okay. And next one, more inelastic consumer response to the price increase. I think this is what we discussed already. Okay. But somehow, what does it mean by more elastic consumer response to the price reduction? You think about it. If Louis Vuitton reduced the price by 15%, what's going on? But the brand itself never discount. But if Louis Vuitton discount by 15%, what's going to happen?
I think many people will go to the shop and buy.
Right. So the shop itself would draw much larger attention, right, from the fan club. But anyway, it never happened. That's not going to happen anyway, right? Because of positive brand equity that perceived by the target customer. And of course, strong brand gain greater cooperation and support. Anyone can explain this? Cooperation from whom? From what party? Support from what party? And in which way? Anyone can explain this to me?
I think it's like the brand fan clubs where there are some groups that when the brand such as Louis Vuitton launch any product, they will buy all of it.
Okay. Support new product items, right? Yeah. New item. All right. What else? Support from whom and in which way?
I think they can get the support from the media to like they're going to have threats for the brand. For example, like when Louis Vuitton have a news collection, so like some press is going to write free, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, support from media, so of course. Like as what you mentioned, launch the new collections, and such new collection would draw attention from the press. And they can, announce, they can advertise it for free in some way, right? From whom? Who else?
So, the supplier as well.
From whom? Once again?
The supplier.
No, suppliers. In which way? In which way? What do you think?
Like maybe they supply raw material for the brand, and then
like I mean like the suppliers can also they are know that this brand is loyal. Sorry, the strong brand that will produce more.
Mhm.
They will have a good relation.
Okay, good one. Of course, they gain support from suppliers, and you think about it. If you announced to others that, hey, we support, we provide raw materials to Louis Vuitton, what do you think? And how's the market or how your other clients would react to you? What do you think? Hmm? How other client would react to you if you speak to them. Suppose you have other clients and you suppliers to Louis Vuitton, and then you speak to other, hey, not only you but my top client is Louis Vuitton. What do you think? Doing so would enhance your brand equities as well, right? That's why supplier would fully support the strong brand, since you can have a close association between yourself and the strong brands. And how you support it? Definitely, you will ship all raw materials, all semi-finished products on time with the quality productions practices, right? To the strong brand as your clients. Definitely. That's on one hand. The other hand, you can gain support from channels, right? If you're strong brand, you see your I think your peer, your mate, Bilgin just launched new products, right? Bilgin, your friends just launched new products, the supplementary shake, and they such brand, such product has supported, has been well or fully supported by Lazada from the channel. They try to cooperate with the brand, they try to support them with different marketing tools, they try to support them with different marketing activities as well. Okay, and increase marketing communication effectiveness, and of course, as Ivy mentioned earlier, is that if you're strong brands, such brand would draw attention, right? Would draw attention from press, from different media. So it would increase your communication effectiveness. And of course, if you're a strong brand and if you announce that, okay, next week you're going to launch a new product version, and of course, you as a fan club to the brand, you would probably look forward to the press, look forward to the introduction events, right? Possible licensing opportunity. Think about Disney, that they try to build the equity for Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, and not only in Disney. Think about like Universal Studio, that they're trying to create all those figures like Avenger, for example. All those figures can be licensed. Or think about from Sanrio, from Japan, that they have Hello Kitties. Kitties can be licensed as well. And in recent years, Barbecue Plaza, that they try to build equity for Barbie guns, the Barbie guns, right? So such Barbie guns is possibly licensed to other products as well. They put Barbie gun on electrical appliance, for example, and they share the revenues. If such item can be sold, so the revenue that they can gain, it can be shared to the owner of Barbie guns. And as what we earlier discussed, we have a possibility to do brand extensions as well. Okay, these are all the marketing advantages of the brand that is strongly perceived by customer. Okay.
So the larger margin is primarily from the premium price you can charge. Is that correct?
Yes, and of
So
course,
it's not about cost, right? I mean, like
and somehow it could be possibly related to the cost as well, since the strong brand can gain larger attentions from the target audience, right? And then once you can reach the broader audience, you can reach the broader audience sizes. So you can produce more to serve the market. When you produce more, you gain economy of scales.
I see.
Yep. And then you can reach the lower unit cost. Okay. Anyone can explain this slide to me? You see, there's a matrix, two matrices on the left and on the right. On your left, left, this is the beer brands. These are beer brands. Colt, Guinness, Budweiser, Miller Lite. You see, with the taste perceptions, they ask the customer to locate different brands according to their perception, according to their brand knowledge that has been providing to them. And this is how they, locate different brands in their minds. You see, each brand has been scattered in different quadrants. This is a taste perception. But somehow, if customer is blind and taste different glasses of beer with blinded, so they never know what brand that they are, testing, the word testing. And this is happening on your right hand side. Anyone can explain this phenomenon? Anyone can explain this phenomenon from left to right matrix? What's going on?
So you think that the taste is not really different among the brands, but however, when they know about like which brand they're like tasting, they use the brand as like I think it's like emotional thing that they think that it's better in terms of taste.
Okay. So basically, I would say out of this blind taste, it showed that products, did you remember? Products equal to commodity, isn't it? So customer is difficult or face difficulty in distinguish a product, right? From one product to another, from one to another product. So they have a difficult times that's challenging for customer. But somehow the brand provide brand knowledge to customer. So customer are more simplified. They're more comfortable to distinguish from one to another brand. So that means this brand knowledge function to manipulate customer mindset. So then they have a new perceptions toward each brand. Understand what I'm saying? Understand? So the brand, provide the brand knowledge. Within brand knowledge, somehow they will speak about the image of each brand, personality of each brand, and how such beer is produced from different sources, for example. and customer learn from their communications. Once they have, taken all those information into their consideration, that would affect how they thought, how they feel, right? That's thought and feel would, affect to their perceptions to each brand. That means the brand knowledge function to manipulate their mindset. So that's why each brand is located in their mind in different quadrant. Make sense? All these, I would say, commodity. They probably taste quite similar, and customer has a hard time in distinguished. Questions. What's happening with Guinness? Its location in customer mind never changed. Its position in customer mind never changed. What's going on with Guinness? Anyone?
I think Guinness is really good brand since they can like differentiate its product to be like really different from the others, and also able to communicate that that able to communicate and manipulate mindset of the customer as well to be on the same way as a differentiate point.
Okay. I think in this way, product uniqueness play the major roles, right? That's why its position never changed in customer mind. In the same time, such unique texture, I would say texture of Guinness beer have totally different from the rest of competing counterparts. Such unique texture is also backed up by well-defined communications as well. That's why Guinness is strongly positioned in such positioning in customer mind. Make sense? Clear? But the rest of the competing brands, in terms of product level, the product might be quite similar and customer may not be able to distinguish. That's why they are clustered in the same quadrant. But without blind, they would perceive each brand differently. That's why they position each brand in different quadrants. Okay? So that means key takeaway, consumers must think branded products are different because the brand knowledge come to play and manipulate, as what I mentioned. Any questions about this?
I wonder the factors in x-axis and y-axis, what are they? Is it the same like so the top right corner is like a driver, something like that?
No, different. This is about all the taste. I would say somehow this is my guess. Okay. I would say this is texture of the beer. That's why you see, that's why Guinness is on the right side. This is thick texture. Somehow it would be more lighter. Make sense? But I have no idea what's here and here.
Okay, it's okay.
It's all about the taste. It's all about the product texture. Yeah, and taste somehow. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
But it's different from driver. Different. Okay. Okay. Brand equity basically is here. This is definition that we discussed already. So from this one, they say brand equity come from two sources. First one, awareness. And of course, a strong brand need to have a brand awareness in the market, right? Majority of the audience in the market have to be aware of your brand existence. 80%, 90%, or 100% aware of your brand. Right, almost everyone in your target segment become aware of your brand. Okay, this is the strong brand need to have brand awareness. Strong brand with high brand equity need to have high brand awareness. Somehow brand awareness is divided into two levels. First one, recognition. Second, recall. What are the difference between these two? What are the difference between these two? Anyone? What's the difference between recognition and recall? Anyone would like to explain recognition first and then recall?
It's recognition, like you can remember the logo of the brand, but then like recall, you can remember the quality, I guess. That's kind of what I mean.
Okay. Or you remember the logo. You remember.
Yeah, like for instance, like some people they know Nike, Adidas as like sportwear, but then like I mean some people can recall that Nike is more like what do you call more extensive in like basketball, but Adidas is more like football, like something
Okay.
like that.
Okay. All right. Somehow fair enough. Recognition given some cues of the brands, like example, a part of logo, colors, or even some jingles that you may expose to, you recognize the brand. If you expose to a logo, okay, you recognize it, what brand it is, right? So recognitions, customer need to expose some part or some cues of the brand. They finally recognize such brand. But recalled is different. It's different. Given a product category, as what you mentioned, if a product category of basketball, you probably recall Nike on one hand, and on the other hand, given different product category, like football, you probably recall Adidas. Understand? So recall means once you are exposed to a certain product category, what brand did you recall? That's brand recall. For example, shampoo. What brand that pop up to your mind? Theory.
Pantene.
A Pantene recalled. That's the brand recall. But you know Dove. You believe that if you see Dove logo, you can recognize it?
Yes.
Okay, that's recognition. So Dove in your mind, Dove is brand recognition. But you can recall Pantene. But In another way, dandruff shampoo, what brand? TRV.
What's dandruff นะผมร่วงว่ะ
Run care.
Head and
Shampoo
shoulder.
for dandruff. Yeah, Brooke said head and shoulder. That's the recall, you see, given even sub-product category. Another brand pop up. What's the key takeaway from my questions, anyone? I asked shampoo and then I asked shampoo for dandruff. What's the key takeaway? Anyone? And you see, you recall different brands. You recall different brands. What's key takeaway? What's key takeaway about this? About my questions?
So different brands like targets differently.
Okay, in one way, yes. They design to solve different pain point and they design to market this brand in different product category. And if you take a broader perspective, if we mention about shampoo, your brand might not be recalled. Okay, let me ask this question first. Recalled and recognition. Which one do you think is more difficult to accomplish?
Recall.
Recall, exactly. Since this is the first brand that pop up in the customer mind, right? So you probably, if you manage your own brand, you want to be recalled by customer. The more the brand recall, the more the chance your brand would be purchased, isn't it? But do you think from two questions that I challenged you, given shampoo, that's one category, given subcategory, shampoo for dandruff, each level, you see, each level, you probably recall different brands in this case. Do you think you need to achieve brand recall? In a broader category? By this case, if you want to achieve brand recall, you probably need to seek your own location or your own category. You don't need to, align yourself with the overall, I would say overall category. Within the overall category, they may have subcategory, and then you finally become a leader in the subcategory. You don't need to be recalled under shampoo, but somehow you could be possibly recalled in a subcategory, like for example, dandruff. Make sense? Clear? Okay. All right. Anyone questions about this? You can understand my explanation? Okay, good one. All right. So next, I would like to ask you if you're going to create brand recognitions, how would you do it? How would you do it? Your challenge is make your brand recognized among your own target audience. How would you do it?
Create the unique communication way, like I don't know, maybe like a soy, something like that, and they create a song like a soy habat, and then we recognize that.
Or even in that sense, it could be recall,
Right.
not only recognition. If you mention about unique communications,
I think maybe just unique name, unique, yeah, communication like Neil had said.
yeah.
At first, when like Okaju become popular, I'm very, it's
That's
very
unique. That unique.
unique to me.
That's unique. Okaju is unique. Yep. It's not typical name that you use to name your restaurant, right? It's not typical name that you use to name, any product category.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it's recalled. Yeah.
How about a character? Mascot.
Okay. That's the mascot is a part of communication. I would say another is repeated exposure. Allow your target audience to repeat exposure, to see it, to hear it, to touch it, to expose your brand more frequently, right? The more frequently that customer exposed to your brand, the more or the easier that customer can recognize your brand. That's all about brand recognition. What about brand recall? If you want to achieve brand recall, what do you need to do?
I think most important thing is that very clear positioning.
Clear positioning. Oops. Okay. What else? What else? You need to have what? Second source of brand equity. If you would like to improve your brand recall, you need to have a second source of brand equity. That is
relevance.
in this slide, the first source of brand equity is brand awareness. And if you want to achieve brand recall, if you want to improve your brand recall, you need to have a second source of brand equity, which is
knowledge.
No, from this slide.
Brand image.
Image.
Exactly, is image. You need to have a unique image. Unique image. Question: how can you create the image? You see, there's an arrow here. You need to have association. Did you remember associations that we earlier discussed about myself? And then you speak about myself in different associations. That's what we call brand associations. Brand association is just what customer can think about, what customer associate between brands and something that they speak out. between brand and what they speak out, what the customer relate your brands to. That's what we call brand associations. Okay. If you want to discover brand associations that would be fundamental to brand image, as what that we have done so far here. From these associations about myself, you would have a guess. What image, what specific image that I possess, right? I'm going to be very active, outgoing, stylish, and นื้อแพร say I'm sexy, right? This is how associations formulate specific images in consumers' mind. Make sense? Make sense? Clear? In the same fashions as well, you need to have brand association for your own brands. For your own brand through communication. It's depend on what you communicate to customer, and customer, once they exposed to all marketing communications that you enacted, they would interpret what you have seen, what they have seen, what they have feel, what they have experienced. Such interpretations will lead to a specific image in their mind. Okay? Let's do think about, not myself now, McDonald's. If you want to know what's the brand association of McDonald's, just simply ask the audience. If we speak about McDonald's, what do you think of? What's pop up to your mind? In order to understand associations, and from such set of brand association will lead to the image. Okay, so what do you think about McDonald's? Okay, speak up. Speak up. What's pop up to your mind when you speak about McDonald's?
BTS, huh?
BTS?
Yeah. It is the new ambassador for McDonald's, and they have the BTS meal. Yeah, I like it.
Oh, really? I'm just realizing BTS become presenter of McDonald's.
Huh.
Okay, okay, presenter. What else? Think about McDonald's. What's pop up to your mind?
I think French fries. It's like it's
Fries.
strong.
Fries.
Like,
You mentioned about fries.
yeah.
Oh, that's my favorite. My favorite. I think it's one of the best. One of the best junk food that I prefer. I mean, French fries from McDonald's. Much better than those of competitors. I'm getting hungry now. You mentioned about fries, so after the class, I will run into McDonald's to get fries. What else?
The Happy Meals, Hazan.
Happy Meals. What else you can think about?
The clown character.
The Mr. Ronald McDonald, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Ronald. And his gang. What else?
Like McFlurry. Like the ice cream, McFlurry. The one is like the ice cream with I don't know how I call it. Ice cream bun.
Yeah, McFlurry. It's ice cream. It's a dessert. What else that you can think?
Delivery.
Of?
Fast delivery.
fast. Okay, not only delivery but also in store operations as well, right? In store operations. What else?
The Big Mac, the hamburger, the double one.
Okay, Big Mac. Big Mac. What else?
It's promotion.
Promotions. Okay.
Chicken nuggets.
Nugget.
And I think like the red and the yellow color, like our university colors, like one year we have the football traditional jersey that look like McDonald's stuff.
Yeah, of course. What else? Huh?
The mascot.
This is the guy. This is the guy. Ronald McDonald. That's the mascot. What else?
The toys.
Normally, they embedded in Happy Meals, right? Okay. What else?
McMuffin, the morning, the breakfast meal.
You always think about, snacks, theory.
And I think of fake beef. Have you heard of the scandal before? It was very famous. Like there's a scandal like McDonald's uses fake beef. That's something I think of as well.
Fake beef. I think I would say it's junk. What else? Okay, playground. What else? In the universe of McDonald's. Could be positive and negative, okay?
Overpricing.
Hmm?
Overpricing.
Overpriced.
Yeah.
Do you have any specific